You wake up. For a few seconds, everything seems normal. Your room is quiet. The dream is already disappearing. But one thing remains. A key. Maybe you were holding it. Maybe you found it on the floor. Maybe someone handed it to you. Or maybe you saw it sitting inside a door that should not have existed. You don't know why it was there. You don't even know what it opened. But somehow, you remember it. And here's the strange part. Keys are one of the most powerful objects the human mind can create in a dream. Not because every key has one secret universal meaning, but because of what a key represents. Secrets, choices, something locked away, and sometimes, something inside your own mind that you haven't opened yet. So if you've ever dreamed about a key, don't ignore the details, because the most important part may not be the key itself. It may be what was waiting behind it. Imagine this. You're walking through a place you've never seen before. The hallway is silent. There are no people, no windows, just doors. Dozens of them. Then you notice something lying on the floor. A small metal key. You pick it up. And immediately the dream changes. Suddenly you know that the key belongs somewhere. You just don't know where. This kind of dream can feel incredibly specific. And when you wake up, you may remember the object more clearly than the entire dream. Why? Because objects can become emotional anchors inside dreams. Your brain doesn't necessarily build dreams like a movie with a beginning, middle, and end. Instead, dreams can combine memories, emotions, fears, expectations, and fragments of experiences. The key becomes a simple symbol your brain can attach meaning to. And that's why two people can dream about keys while experiencing completely different things. For one person, a key might represent freedom. For another, it might represent responsibility. For someone else, it could remind them of a home, a relationship, a secret, or a decision. The object is the same. The emotional meaning isn't. And that's where things become interesting. Because what happens next can reveal much more than simply seeing the key. Now imagine you find a key. You see a door. You put the key inside the lock. You turn it. Nothing happens. You try again. Still nothing. The key looks perfect. The lock looks perfect. But the door refuses to open. Dreams like this can be especially frustrating. You have the solution, but you can't use it. Psychologically, this can be interpreted in several ways. Perhaps you're dealing with a situation in waking life where you feel you have the tools to move forward, but something is still blocking you. Maybe you know what you should do, but you haven't done it. Maybe you're waiting for an opportunity. Maybe you're afraid of what will happen if you finally make a decision. The dream doesn't prove any of this, but it can become a reflection of the emotions you're already carrying. And there's another possibility. The key may not be meant to open that door at all. Maybe you've been looking at the wrong door. And that idea becomes even more interesting when the dream gives you multiple choices. Because sometimes, the strangest dreams are the ones where the key works. Picture yourself standing in front of a door. You don't remember seeing it before. There's no sign, no handle you recognize, just a small keyhole. You insert the key. It fits perfectly. You turn it. Click. The door opens. But instead of feeling relieved, you feel afraid. This reaction matters. Because dreams aren't only about what happens. They're also about how you feel while it happens. A door opening can represent possibility, change, curiosity, or something unfamiliar. But if opening that door creates fear, the dream may be reflecting uncertainty rather than excitement. And then you look inside. Maybe there's a room. Maybe there's another hallway. Maybe there's nothing. Or maybe you see something you've never seen before, yet somehow recognize it. That's one of the most unsettling experiences a dream can create. Seeing something unfamiliar, and feeling that you've known it forever. Now imagine someone gives you a key. You don't know who they are. They don't explain anything. They simply place the key in your hand and walk away. You look at it. It's old, heavy, cold, and somehow you feel like you shouldn't have it. This type of dream can create a completely different emotional response. Instead of searching for something, you're being given something. A responsibility, a secret, a choice, or perhaps simply a question. Again, there is no universal psychological rule saying that every dream key means the same thing. Dream interpretation is deeply personal, but your emotional reaction can provide a clue. Were you excited? Confused? Afraid? Relieved? Curious? The same object can create completely different meanings depending on the emotion attached to it. And sometimes the person giving you the key matters more than the key itself. A stranger, a family member, someone from your past, or someone who doesn't exist in your waking life. And then there's one particularly strange possibility. What if the person giving you the key is you? Imagine looking down at your hand. There's the key. You look up. Someone is standing in front of you. You recognize the face. It's your own. They don't speak. They simply point toward a door. You turn around, and the door is already open. Dreams can create impossible situations like this because the sleeping brain isn't bound by the same rules we use while awake. Identity can shift. Locations can change. Time can jump. People can transform. And objects can suddenly become important without explanation. This is one reason dreams can feel mysterious. Your brain can create a story without consciously planning one. But there's something else you should pay attention to. If the same object keeps appearing in different dreams, you may start noticing a pattern. The key changes. The location changes. The people change. But somehow, the key always returns. The first time you ignore it. You dream about a key. A few weeks later, another dream. Another key. Different place. Different situation. But the same feeling. Then it happens again. And again. At this point you might start wondering, why does my brain keep showing me this? Recurring dreams can sometimes be associated with recurring emotions, concerns, memories, or unresolved experiences. But that doesn't mean the dream is predicting the future. It may simply mean that your mind keeps returning to a theme that feels emotionally important. Think about it. You may forget hundreds of ordinary moments from your day, but your brain can bring back one strange image again and again. A hallway, a house, a person, a phone, or a key. The repetition itself becomes the mystery. And that's when you should stop asking, what does a key mean? And start asking, what does this key mean to me? Because that question is much more revealing. But there is another dream that can feel even worse. You finally find the key. You know exactly what it opens. You are standing in front of the door. You reach into your pocket, and the key is gone. You search everywhere. Nothing. You know you had it, but now it's disappeared. This dream can create intense frustration. And again, there isn't one guaranteed interpretation. But symbolically, losing an object connected to access can easily evoke feelings of helplessness, uncertainty, or missed opportunity. Maybe something in your life feels just out of reach. Maybe you're afraid of losing control. Maybe you're worried about making the wrong choice. Or maybe the dream has nothing to do with any of those things. Sometimes a dream is simply a strange combination of memories and emotions. That's important to remember. Not every strange dream contains a hidden message. But when a particular dream keeps affecting you after you wake up, it's worth asking why. And there's one final version of the key dream. The one that leaves almost everyone uncomfortable. You find the key, but you already know what it opens. You're standing in front of a door. You have never seen it in real life. But somehow, you know exactly what's behind it. You don't remember learning this. You just know. Your hand reaches for the key, and suddenly you hesitate, because you realize something. You don't actually want to open it. This is where dreams can become psychologically fascinating. The object isn't necessarily frightening. The possibility is, a key gives you access, but access creates a choice. Open the door, or walk away. In waking life, we make similar decisions constantly. We encounter opportunities, relationships, responsibilities, memories, questions, and sometimes we know that opening something will change us. So we hesitate. Your dream may turn that emotional conflict into a physical object. A key, a lock, a door, a choice. And perhaps that's why the image can feel so powerful. Because everyone understands what a locked door means. Something is inaccessible. And everyone understands what a key means. The possibility of access. So why do dreams create objects like keys? The honest answer is, we don't have one definitive explanation for every dream. Dreaming is a complex phenomenon involving memory, emotion, brain activity, and many other processes. And dream interpretation is not an exact science where one symbol always equals one meaning. A key doesn't automatically mean secret. A door doesn't automatically mean opportunity. A mirror doesn't automatically mean identity. Context matters. Your memories matter. Your emotions matter. And your personal experiences matter. If you dream about a key after moving into a new home, that key might connect to something completely different than if you dream about it after ending a relationship. The symbol is only one piece of the puzzle. The emotion may be another. The situation may be another. And the most important clue may be what happened immediately before you saw the key. Because sometimes, the key isn't the message, it's the question. So think back. Have you ever dreamed about a key? If yes, try to remember more than the object. Where were you? Was the key old or new? Were you alone? Did someone give it to you? Did it open something? Did you lose it? Were you afraid to use it? And most importantly, how did you feel? Because the emotional reaction may tell you more than the object itself. Maybe the key represented freedom. Maybe uncertainty. Maybe curiosity. Maybe a memory. Maybe nothing at all. But if the same key keeps returning, you might want to pay attention to the pattern. Not because the dream necessarily predicts something, but because recurring images can sometimes reveal what your mind keeps returning to. And here's the unsettling question. What if the key in your dream wasn't meant to open a door? What if it was meant to make you realize that there was a door you had forgotten existed? Tonight, when you close your eyes, pay attention. If a key appears, don't immediately try to open the door. Look around first. Notice where you are. Notice who is there. And remember how you feel. Because sometimes, the strangest part of a dream isn't what you see, it's what you already know, without knowing how you know it. And if you've ever dreamed about a key, tell us in the comments. What did your key open? Because your answer might become the next dream object file.